wherever you are in life right now is right where you deserve to be. But it doesn't have to stay this way. So I've recently started journaling because I realized my mind up here is actually quite a mess. But fortunately what I've realized is that it's actually a gold mine up here. See, as many of you may be able to relate, I spent my entire childhood basically playing video games 24/7. Every piece of time that I had available to me would be spent playing video games. So I'd get home from school, I'd be on the computer basically until I had to sleep or my mum kicked me off of it. And that was my existence for like 12 years. And a lot of people would think like, oh, that's just some harmless fun, what's the issue, you're just a kid. But the problem is that you never have time to just sit here with your thoughts and really think about what you believe, what you want, what your aspirations are. And so I grew up not really knowing this. It wasn't until I went to university, which is a video for another time, where I studied philosophy, and it really taught me to be able to articulate what I think and why I think it. But I think unfortunately most of the damage was already done. I was basically a zombie. Like I had no ambition in life, and my personality was all mellowed out. And to some extent it still is, but I accept some of it as just part of me naturally. But a lot of it was poor social skills and just being unable to deal with the world around me. Because, you know, who cares about achieving things in the real world if you can log on to RuneScape or World of Warcraft or whatever and achieve things in the game, right? In the game you're this cool guy, you can do all this stuff, you have all of these cool possessions, you have money, but as soon as you log off, you've lost all of that. It actually got to the point where it was disheartening, right? If you're cooler in the game than you are in real life, you actually prefer to level up in the game rather than leveling up reality. And that's exactly the issue. It's fake, right? You can achieve all of the things in the virtual world, but it's not real. It's not permanent. Someone else controls that, right? They can turn off the servers whenever you want and you're forced back into your real body. And you have to contend with who you actually are. And that's what I had to do. So I've been journaling a lot about this, and it's really helped me figure out my thoughts about this. Like, who am I? Have I had... It's the first time I've had to really think about who I am and what I want and why I want it. So that's where I get the topic of this video from, and I figured instead of just writing it, I may as well just put the camera on and film it like this. So the truth is that I didn't change. I didn't try to make more money, I didn't try to get better grades, I didn't try to go to the gym and get in shape because I didn't want to change. I was comfortable. And I was comfortable because of the reasons I told you earlier, right? I was living in another world. Who cares what I am in this world when I have this other world where I'm cool and I'm high status? So I talked a lot of shit about improving, you know, oh, I'm going to go get a six-pack at the gym, oh, I'm going to go lift heavy weights, oh, I'm going to make lots of money and get a good job. But my heart was never in it, because deep down, I never actually wanted it. My words spoke one thing, but my actions said another. I never put any work into it. I didn't, you know, wake up at night thinking, what do I do? I slept soundly. I slept, you know, like a baby. Because in my mind, I was comfortable. My life was okay as it was. And this is the sign, these are the signs of a lost mind, right? It's inauthentic. Where you say one thing and you do another. It means you don't understand fundamentally who you are. So I decided that my number one goal in life right now should be to build my finances. I'm a young guy and money gives you freedom. I understand this. So I made this my number one goal. Yet just 2 months ago, I was considering playing the new release of like the latest version of World of Warcraft in September, which is roughly when it will come out. And I genuinely thought I had the time to do this and that it wouldn't distract me. And I was an idiot. Your mind, the mind of an addict, it comes up with so many excuses. Oh, I'll have time to do both, things like this. But you're lying to yourself. And I realized this about, because I couldn't sit with myself saying this. Like, as I said it, I knew it was bullshit. And I didn't make this decision lightly, right? I'm a very competitive person. I realized that about myself recently. And the reason I loved playing these video games is because of the sense of achievement it gave me and the sense of competition. Right? I was very competitive. For anyone who knows, who plays World of Warcraft, I was passing 99s. Right? I was up there with like the top players in the world. And I realized that it was all meaningless. Right? It's worth nothing. What does that give me? Right? Now I've quit the game, I realized that none of those... There were some social experiences for sure. Some memories I'll probably keep for the rest of my life, but in terms of actual lessons or skills, like there's really nothing. Well, I guess when I played RuneScape, I did learn a lot about economics, but I mean, you could have learned that outside the game just by reading for like 20 minutes. So it's not exactly like a degree's worth of knowledge or anything. So I asked myself, would I rather have a high score in a video game that doesn't exist, which is controlled by some big billion-dollar corporation, or would I rather achieve the high scores in real life, which I can control, which lets me help myself and my family live a life of freedom and experiencing all the pleasures of the world at the same time? And then suddenly the decision was obvious. But what I really craved was competition, growth, status. So it's been about 2 months since I quit World of Warcraft and video games entirely. And I've never felt more productive. I've never felt more focused. And it's all down to asking myself this question: what do you really want? And do you want it enough? There's only room in your life for 2 or 3 things at a high level. And that's what I did. I made that sacrifice, and we'll see where it leads me. Thanks for listening if you're still here, and I'll see you tomorrow.